to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast here in Bolton. We've just had a really good show tonight. Liam Taylor, the new WBO European champion, Stephen Smith joins me. Just your reaction, Stephen, to a brilliant performance from Liam after a pretty dicey first few rounds.
Yeah, I thought the fight exploded early, really, to be honest with you. Round 1 and 2 was a really high pace for a title fight in a British Eliminator. You could have been excused for thinking it was a 4-rounder at times, but it started really quick, and I thought he settled well into the fight, and I think his class just showed at the end. He landed some nice shots at the end, got him hurt, and showed good instincts to get him out there.
Yeah, and Tom Stalker's first show as well. I know he's been the busiest man in the world for the last couple of days, and he's told me already a couple of times how a lot of things perhaps hadn't gone his way, but it's a competitive market, small hall boxing, but when you see good fights, titles on the line, and production value like that, it's a company that could go a long way. Yeah,
it definitely is, and I think, look, there weren't many fans there that went home unhappy. I think most of the fights gelled well, and they're all going home, paid the money, and they've got the money's worth type of thing, and not more so than the main event. Both lads, credit to them, they both came and had a really good go through it, and they had, and there's only one winner. Yeah.
Going to move on to some of the Smith boys. I expected to see Callum tonight. I was looking forward to talking to him about perhaps some things to come. Just kind of taking it back, maybe 2 or 3 weeks when we heard his and Buatsi's name linked together. Look, I spoke to Paul Reddy, and I know Callum's come out and said it's kind of bigger things with Beterbiev, but I know when Callum and Joshua's name were put together, there was a few people going, yeah, we'd really like to see that fight.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, where Callum's in a great position. He's a mandatory challenger for the world title, so people would be excused for saying, like, why would Callum risk it and all that, but Callum wants to fight. Callum's in the gym all the time, and he doesn't want to be sitting at home and not fighting once a year like he has been. He wants to fight. So if that fight realistically, and really gets put to him, then he'll take it. He'll take any fight in the division. He's not sitting there resting on his laurels. He wants to fight. But regarding the way the names are put together on social media and stuff, it was sort of first week there. There was nothing really in it. So if a realistic offer comes in, then expect Callum to take it.
Yeah. I know Beterbiev was one of the names mentioned as well. There's a whole thing with Anthony Yarden. I know Beterbiev's injured at the moment and whatnot. But Callum and Beterbiev is such a mouth-watering fight. And we hear so much about how he's a monster and this and that. But Callum's never been one to turn down any fight. So.
No, and listen, Callum's now mandatory challenger for him, so he's got to fight Callum. Not necessarily next because he's got the Yard fight and with the injury sort of putting it back. So because he's got to have that fight first and then Callum's not going to sit around and just rest on his laurels. He wants to get a fight in himself. So
a big fight as well, a big fight.
Wherever that may be, it's one of them. Callum's in a red hot division, so he'll take on all comers. But he's looking to fight and get out before that one. So if he can get out before the end of the year, he will. It's just depending on when Eddie and them can get him a shot.
Yeah, and obviously Liam, there was a talk about him fighting Eubank. We'll come on to some other stuff regarding that in a sec. Of course, had his first fight back on Sky in a strange ending, but Liam got back to doing what he does, winning. And I suppose next again for Liam has to be a big fight.
Yeah, it's one of them where, people always say it's all about the win, and it was for Liam, but the way the ending happens, it was very, very strange, as you said, and it was more frustration for Liam because
did he feel robbed of a win in a way?
Yeah, because Liam went in there with a game plan, sort of. He knows the lad he sparred him before. He knew he's going to throw everything he's got in the first 4 rounds, chip away, just stay tuck up, keep him working, and then let's go to work. End of the 4th round, the kid basically jumps on the floor and one's out, and it was weird, saying he twisted his ankle, then he slipped on water, and there was nothing on the floor. It was just, it robbed Liam of an ending, really, but, we all felt the writing was on the wall when he threw everything he hadn't budged Liam. I think we all knew it was coming.
And obviously, when he was mentioned with Chris, a fight everyone was looking forward to, then Chris goes into talks for the massive fight with Conor. We should be sitting here now looking forward to after this show, going back to the hotel to watch this fight. There's so much to talk about, so much is going to come out as well. But as we stand here now, just kind of your thoughts on what was a mental couple of days for British boxing, really.
I'm gutted for for a couple of reasons. A, because I was really excited for the fight, like any other boxing fan. I really want to see the fight. Listen, it's not the dads, you know, the dads unbelievable fighters, but these two have gripped us all for their own merit, and you know, we're all interested in seeing this fight. So I was really excited for it, and you know, I'm gutted as a boxing fan that it's happened, and you know, point B, I'm gutted for boxing because it's another dark stain on the sport. You know, we don't want to hear about any failed drug tests, you know, in any sport, but let alone boxing when two fighters are getting in the ring, male or female, and both, you know, going at it and trying to take each other's heads off. It's not the right sport for drug cheats.
Was you kind of surprised at how quickly the promoters and fighters and everyone involved really was still kind of very adamant that despite the news breaking, the fight would go on? It was kind of pushed within half an hour of it breaking that this fight will continue.
Yeah. Listen, it was strange. There must be something more to it, because at the end of the day, if someone's a drug cheat, then you should just ban them for life. But I don't know what the thing is behind all this, the Condems one. I don't know. I don't really, you know, look into it all that much. I've just heard, like everyone else, that there's been a failed drug test. So when all the truth eventually comes out, then I'd like to sit and see it. But you know, there's no room for drug cheating in the sport, and I'd be interested to see what's gone on. But you know, what the reason was behind why basically it was not revealed until Daily Mail or something put it out there. So if that's the case, they didn't put it out there. Was they going to let the fight go ahead? I don't know what's gone on there, and it'd be interesting to find out when all the truth comes out what's actually gone on, because you know, you can't be letting that happen in boxing.
Yeah. And obviously a lot of people won't come out of this looking good. There's going to be a very political, messy aftermath as well. Easy to say in hindsight, but how should this have been dealt with? I know it's kind of quite a big question, but
yeah, listen, it's tough, and you know, who am I to say? But you know, in my opinion, I've said this from day one. If you fail a drug test, fair enough, have an investigation, get your legal team involved, and have a look if there was any way it could have been accidental, as in, you know, something in your drink or whatever, anything else. But if you have an investigation, it's proved you took, you know, performance-enhancing drugs to help you in a sport where you get in and people can die, then you should be banned for life. That's my opinion on it, and it's always been the same. I just don't see any other way. You know, you hear people failing drug tests for like weed and stuff out of competition, and you think, okay, you know, whatever, give them a fine, a ban or whatever. But when it's people like failing drug tests for things like steroids and stuff, I just think it's not. There's no place for it in our sport.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.